Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you've never been here before. What you've stumbled into, or perhaps you came here on purpose, I'm not sure, is the third video in a series that I'm creating on YouTube. Mind Hacker's Playbook to Millions. That's right down here, right here. And what it's all about. So if you don't know me, let me just start by saying that. If you don't know me, I am a high six-figure affiliate marketer. And what I do is I teach people to make money on my YouTube channel here from anywhere in the world that they want to work and provide freedom, or try to help provide freedom to people so that they can get out of that 9-to-5 grind or make additional money or help the kids or whatever it is you want to do. Bottom line, I'm here to help you make money as an affiliate marketer. That's it. I don't have a course to sell you. I don't have anything to sell you really. What I do, if you're not familiar, is I take platforms that I work with and I show you step by step by step by step what I actually do and what I don't do anymore because it's not productive. So I tell you all the things that I do that work, and I tell you the things that I did do and have tried that didn't work for me and why they didn't work for me, so that you know what to do. You can take a specific platform, not a general idea or a concept, and actually go to work on it, okay? But that's not what you're watching here today. If you're interested in that, go over here and check it out. But what you're watching here today is I started this Mind Hacker's Playbook to Millions series because what I find in, I've been a sales trainer, I've done a lot of things in my life, and I've been in affiliate marketing for a long time. What I find is people don't have a lack of enthusiasm or desire to want to do something, but most oftentimes what gets them in trouble is right here between their ears and their environment, right? The people that they're surrounded with, the people that they run with, their family, the things, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So if you're interested in specific platforms and affiliate marketing, go check out my other series, and that's what they do. But what we're talking about here today specifically is the mindset surrounding, being successful, bottom line, right? So what qualifies me for that? Well, I've been a mindset coach and a life strategies coach for almost 30 years now. I've worked with a lot of people from all different walks of life, and I'm glad that I've had that experience, but that's what led me here to create a YouTube channel specifically on offering vehicles to allow you to get out of that rut, to get out of that grind, to get out of that, whatever it is that you call it, that you're not happy with, right? That part where you get up in the morning and you go to work and you come back home and you get up in the morning and you go to work and you're not really sure why you're going to work tomorrow, but you went yesterday, so you should probably go. That's not much of a life in my opinion. So I'm here to offer an alternative for that. I'm not going to sell you a course. I'm not going to sell you anything. I'm going to show you what I do specifically that allows me to have the life that I choose. All right. So on that note, let's move on to the topic at hand. In our last video on this series, we talked about the idea of how our environment influences us, right? And how we're just handed down ideas from previous generations, a lot of times kind of unhappy people in general, and they handed us their ideas and they're like, here, this is how life works. Well, they were handed those ideas, now they handed us those ideas, and now we're probably going to hand those ideas to our children, right? And that's the way it goes. Okay, so I'm not picking on tradition, as I've said before. I'm not talking about tradition. I'm talking about crap beliefs and habits that don't serve you, that you were handed to, mentally handed by an authority figure, so you believed them and you didn't question them. Well, I'm assuming if you're watching this, you're a grown adult and you have every right to question everything you were ever told. So I'm asking you to question some things. So that's what I want to talk about today. Is we talked about environment, we talked about the idea of the influence of the people around us, and I asked you bluntly, were you willing to examine that and question that and see what serves you and what doesn't? So before we dive too heavy into really heavy topics, what I want to talk to everybody about today is, and I want to clarify this, I speak a lot of times from the standpoint of affiliate marketing because that's what this channel is, that's what it's based on. But what I'm talking to you about applies to everything. I mean, whether you work in a bank, whether you work in construction, it doesn't matter what it is that you do, but I speak from a platform of affiliate marketing because I deal with so many people that come in with really high hopes and a lot of enthusiasm, and they're going to change their life, and they peter out, right? That's what happens. So that's why I'm making this series. That's why I'm putting the time, energy, and effort in to do this. I got no course to sell you. I'm not going to try to sell you coaching. I'm not going to sell you shit. I'm just here to talk to you about why these things matter, okay? So I hope you appreciate it, and I hope it makes some sense to you. I'd love some feedback. But what I want to talk about today is just that. So a lot of times when people come into affiliate marketing, they come in with a false notion, right? They come in with a false notion that I'm going to be wealthy in 10 days. I'm going to be wealthy, Listen, yes, this is a vehicle that can make you a lot of money. I know firsthand. But I will tell you this, it does take time, energy, and effort. So here's what I mean by that, right? Whether you're putting free videos out on social media, I don't care if you're doing paid advertising. Bottom line, guys, paid advertising is expensive, and it takes at least 90 days to really take hold, right? You got to go out and build an audience. So what I would suggest to you is look at it like this. You don't just go meet somebody, you go on one date, you're like, cool, you've got the same beliefs I do, let's get married, right? Generally speaking, that happens, I guess, but very rarely does that actually occur, that two people decide that they're going to spend that much time together. So while you're building an audience, and that's really what I'm talking about, is how to build out platforms, right? Like I really just recently decided to build this YouTube channel, right? And I'll be honest with you, man, I was like, man, it's going to go so fast, and it's just going to be because all of the things and all the experience and all the stuff. No, it's going, and I'm happy with it. I make no mistake. I'm not complaining, but it's taken a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of effort to get this far. That's just how it is. So what I want to talk to you about is this right here. When you come into this, just imagine this is something you're going to do for the rest of your life, right? Imagine that. Just stop and think about it. This affiliate marketing is something that can serve you, and you can learn a skill set that will feed you very well, I might add, for the rest of your life. Do you feel that inside, the difference between committing to something and jumping into something because you think you can make some quick money? Now, I'm not here to point the finger at anybody. I've had a lot of businesses in my life, and some of those businesses have been things that I'm committed to, like this. I love doing this. I love helping people. I love the fact that my phone number is on the bottom of all of my videos, and people can feel free to contact me at any point, and I will respond to them, right? It's effective. And you can imagine why. Because I'm not just some talking head here in this video. I'm willing to answer your questions if you have questions, and I'm willing to help you without asking you for money if you need help. Does that make sense? So imagine you're going to commit to something. Now, that's a different vibe that you go in with. You go in with a plan. You start thinking about, okay, I don't have all of the pieces figured out. And you don't have to. You don't have to have all the pieces figured out. But what you do need to do is you need to have some level of commitment that it's not just a flash in the pan. Because emotionally, if it's just a flash in the pan and that's all you're here for, you're not going to accomplish much. You might make a few bucks, and cool. If that's what you want to do, I'm not putting that down. I mean, everybody needs to make money sometimes. I got that. But what I am saying is the difference of you committing to something, the difference of you really, really digging in and being serious about what it is that you're going to accomplish. Guess what? Nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop you if your will is that strong and you're that determined to replace your 9 to 5 or help your, parents or your kids or whatever it is you're out to accomplish, right? It's important to consider that. What are you really here for? And whatever that is, that's okay. You don't need to there is no correct answer here. What I'm saying is evaluate it and plan accordingly, right? Evaluate it and plan accordingly. So what I'm suggesting to you is there is no get rich overnight. There is no everything I've ever built and was successful at, and I've failed at plenty of things, believe me. But everything I've ever built that I was successful at, people oftentimes would say, wow, you sure did that quick. You came out of nowhere. Guys, I'm here to tell you, I've never come out of nowhere with anything. I've never won the lottery. I've never inherited a big amount of money. I've never come out of anywhere with no effort. That's what I'm trying to say. Right? I'm getting all tongue twisted here, but that's really what I'm trying to say. So just imagine going into something with the idea that you're going to learn a skill set that you're going to be really, really good at, right? And another key point here is if you're out to serve people, and you're actually out to serve people and make a difference, and I'm not saying you got to go save the world or, whatever. I'm saying if you're out to actually provide a valuable service to people, you will be rewarded for that. Just the way it works, right? I'm not talking about religion. I'm not talking about any of those things. People say, well, what are you talking about? What I'm talking about is real simple. The rules of the world. I believe this. The world is simple. Life is simple. It really is. It's people that complicate it by trying to rationalize the rules, right? I gave that example in another video, that everybody knows you can't avoid on our planet how to be healthy, but so few people are actually healthy. Why is that? Is it because they don't actually know what to do? Sometimes. But the majority of the time, I would argue that, no, they know what to do. They just don't do it, right? So knowing things and doing things are two different things, obviously, right? You said, well, duh. Okay, I got that. They're two different things. So what I'm here to talk to you about is ideas and concepts on how to program your own mind on purpose, right? Not the world around you, not other people's opinion, not your neighbor's opinion, your view of how you want to be, how you want to show up in the world, how you want to be perceived by the world, right? So that's the first thing I wanted to talk to you about in this video. The second thing I want to talk to you about in this video is, quite honestly, and it's not fair, it's the way it works. I've seen so many thousands of people go through this. When you make a decision to do something, it would be wonderful if the world jumped in and said, man, I can tell you're serious and I'm going to support you. But typically, guys, I think you know better than that. That's not the way it works, especially if you're in a group of people that have never done much and never accomplished much, right? And I don't mean that in any bad way, but honestly, if they're living a life that they settle for, not a life that they built on purpose, they're probably not going to be super supportive of you wanting to do something that is outside of their comfort zone. Right? It's already bad enough that it's outside of your comfort zone. Now it's also outside of your group's comfort zone. So the probability that they're going to try to pull you backwards is pretty high. So here's what I want you to understand. Out of all the things I've ever done, and I don't mean to make it sound like I've succeeded at everything, because I certainly haven't, but I've had a lot of success here with what I'm talking to you about, affiliate marketing in particular. So here's what I'm getting at. I remember a time where I started, and not everybody, because I've got several different circles of friends, but family, a lot of family, to be honest, and I wish it weren't that way, but it was. Oh yeah, well, yeah, sure, okay, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Oh, negative, negative. Well, you're not the first guy to ever try that and all that jazz. It would be great if people supported you, but most likely they're not going to. So the best advice I could give you on that topic is shut up. Don't even tell them. Let your results speak. Just go to work. Find people like this channel. Find people that are related to things that actually do things. And guess what you're going to find out? They're going to support you. Join Facebook groups that are involved in succeeding, and they're going to support you. They're going to cheer you on, right? And I know this is probably basic, but I didn't want to skip this part and not include this video because I think a lot of people overlook this, right? And they get into that kind of what I call, I think it was Anthony Robbins that said, permagranters, right? I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, with no action, right? And eventually that fades out, right? Because your subconscious doesn't buy into it. And I'm not going to go real heavy into subconscious in this video. It's not what it's about. But your subconscious doesn't buy into it. It says, yeah, whatever. Yeah, we've seen you excited before, right? So what's different this time? What's different this time, or what needs to be different this time, is you need to have a level of commitment in yourself that you don't need the validation of the people around you, right? And I know that sounds harsh, but that's really why we tell people things. We want them to validate our idea, and we want them to believe in us. And that would be fantastic if it worked that way. But if you know the people around you well enough to know they're not going to, do yourself a huge favor. Save the time, energy, and effort, and don't try to convince them. Just move on and get busy. Go find people that will support you, that will help you, that do know, and that will say, hey, look, cool idea, but I tried that, and here's what I found, right? That's much more productive and helpful than somebody saying, oh, well, yeah, you think you're going to be the next whatever, right? The next millionaire. You can be the next millionaire, but not if you surround yourself with people like that feed your head with that kind of information, okay? So I'm going to keep this video as brief as I can. I think I'm going to curb it here because there's more topics that I really am tempted to go into. But I just wanted to come out with this today to let everybody know, look, everybody, I don't care if you see them on YouTube like you're watching me right now. You're like, wow, it must be nice. Hey, look, it was a struggle, right? I'm still pushing to build this, and I'm going to because I'm committed to it. I know it will work. Are there those that are going to put me down? Sure. Are there those that don't like the way I talk, don't like the way I dress, I don't give a shit. There's the honest truth. I don't care. They don't affect my life. I want to build something. I want to build a platform that's available to people as a free resource. That's my goal. That's what I'm doing. That's why I'm here. Okay? So if you can't hear the level of commitment in my voice, then I don't think you're listening. I'm here to stay. That being said, I know that's a bold statement, but I'm trying to help others create a life that they choose, not a life that they accept. So if that's something you're interested in, go check out my other videos where I show you how to take a simple platform. I've got a series here where I'll show you how to take a simple platform for 25 bucks. You can't start anything for 25 bucks. And you can actually build a 6-figure income off of it. Straight up, legit. Does it take time? Yes. You'll probably be uncomfortable, I promise you. But that's good, because that's where you need to be to grow. All right? Enough said for today. I appreciate you guys watching. If you like the video, give me a like. Tick the bell icon, subscribe to the channel. If you want to be notified right away of future videos when I put them out, you got to tick that little bell icon, because guess what? That's the way it works. If you just subscribe to the channel, you're not necessarily notified. That's not the way the algorithm works. I appreciate you guys being here, and I appreciate every single subscriber that I have. Thank you. Talk to you soon.